Death to the Tinman and Bartholomew's Song are two student-made short films that both highlight the themes of anti-conformity. However, at a first glance, the two movies seem completely opposite due to their use of diegetic and non-diegetic elements. First, by analyzing the context and background of the filmmakers, one can get more insight into their styles of choice in composing such thought-provoking narratives. Dustin Daniel Cretton and Lyle Frank, who both attended Point Loma Nazarene University and San Diego State together, co-wrote and directed Bartholomew's Song in 2006. They also worked together on two other shorts, including Long Branch, a suburban parable in 2002, and Deacon's Mondays in 2007. These two shorts have a more comical tone than the gruesome Bartholomew Song, but they still leave audiences with themes to think about. When discussing their film Deacon's Mondays that they worked on at San Diego State together, the two emphasized the need for films to make audiences contemplate deeply.
Violence or gore, but there's something behind it that you can tell the filmmaker wants to, even if it's not a specific message, they want to make the audience think a little bit.
Obviously, like in Deacon's Mondays, Bartholomew's Song causes audiences to think deeply about themes like conformity versus individuality. Now, Cretton is working on bigger projects that will propel his mission of making audiences think with his recent feature, Short Term 12, which commentates on the current foster care system, and he is also adapting the book Glass Castle to film. Ray Tintori is a screenwriter and director who graduated from Wesleyan University in 2006. In 2007, his film Death to the Tinman premiered at a Sundance Film Festival. In an interview with The Reeler, Tintori describes that his inspiration for Death to the Tinman came from Book 12 in the Wizard of Oz series, where the book tells the story of a lumberjack's transformation into a tinman. Playing with that style, Tintori gathered more inspiration from his previous short film, Jettison Your Loved Ones.
Sam changed his name to Claude Dumont and became a choir director at a Unitarian Universalist church.
The Jettison Your Loved Ones film served as an experiment in the black and white, fast-paced style of Death to the Tinman.
When he returned home, he was greeted as a hero, but Sam was dead on the inside.
What are you going to do now?
I'm going swimming.
When referring to the style of a fast-paced film and a first-person narrator, he said, "You know how in most student films the audience knows what's coming far in advance, and they're usually pretty static? I just wanted to make it as kinetic as possible." Tintori definitely succeeds in making a fast-paced film that points back to the themes of conformity versus individualism. Now moving into narrative analysis. After going behind the scenes with the directing styles of each film, a viewer can see how, although stylistically opposite, these two short films both work to present similar themes. Specifically, Bartholomew's Song uses completely diegetic elements, defined as the sights, sound, and dialogue found in the movie, in contrast to Death to the Tinman, which utilizes non-diegetic elements, which are defined as a narrator, titles, captions, and score that are found outside the world of the movie. First, by analyzing Bartholomew's Song, one can see how the use of diegetic elements portray the themes of breaking conformity to the audience. Audiences first notice the extreme symmetry of each scene.
Place component A on component B.
Any break in conformity is obviously highlighted by a break in symmetry or repetition. There is no narrator or who or what tells the story to describe the setting. However, simply by what viewers see on the screen, they can infer that the workers live in an oppressive society that expects people to conform. Also, the sound that inspires the rebellion, or at least the sparking of thought in the group, is not a musical score or music that comes from outside of the movie. Rather, the music comes from within inside the movie. Meanwhile, Death to the Tinman does have some diegetic elements, but these elements that truly create the theme of the movie are non-diegetic. From the beginning, the movie starts with a first-person narrator telling the story from Bill's perspective.
Bill was the town pariah. the most hated man in a 20-mile radius. The reasons for this were unclear. Maybe it was because he spent his youth in and out of jail.
This outside narrator and voiceover serves as a non-diegetic element. The narrator also allows for a longer story duration to cover the spans of time that it takes for Bill to turn from a human being to a Tin Man. Because the narrator is telling the audience a play-by-play history of Bill's life, the short film can experiment with a more fast-paced and casual feel, unlike in Bartholomew's song, where the actions are simpler and the shots have a longer duration, giving the audience the time to infer simply from diegetic elements. Furthermore, the musical score of the movie sets the tone and tells the audience how to feel in each scene despite the fact that the sounds are coming outside the world of the movie. It tells the audience to sympathize for the character, while other times it suggests a revolution.
Bill and Paul had already put out the blaze.
Overall, despite the different uses of diegetic elements in Bartholomew's song and non-diegetic elements in Death to the Tinman, both movies leave audiences wondering about breaking expectations and conformity while choosing an individual path.